Well, today marks the first day of firing up the evaporator. I don't have sap in there though. I have water. I'm doing a test run on it today. Last year I had some issues when I fired it up. When I put the sap in last year, the gasket here is leaking. So this one's pretty particular. If this gasket's in here and vice versa, it leaks. So got the gasket set up properly today. I filled it with some water this morning, clean off all the copper piping. As well, the evaporator got a new upgrade this year. It had this door, but it broke last year. There was a big plate on it, and it overheated and it broke. So we're gonna try this out. I had a friend, guy I know, fix it for me, and I had a whole bunch of smoking out last year. So I've got a new gasket on it. I've got a gasket on here, so when I close it, there's not a gap between here, so there's not going to be any smoke. I was losing a lot of heat and I wasn't boiling properly last year because of that. But other than that, everything else is fine. And I think if you guys saw one of my other videos, I have a new sap storage tank here. It's a big old 800-gallon milk tank. Well, that's another upgrade there, which is pretty exciting. So that's good to go. There's just a few things I gotta do for it. I gotta hook up a pipe so it can gravity feed into the evaporator here. But let's get this started and see how it's gonna work for me this year. Fingers crossed it's gonna be rocking out nice and good. And if for some reason this gets too hot again, what I might do, I've got some more cement and fire brick. I might just cement this up, put fire brick on it to keep the heat in. Every year you're adjusting, making things better. Okay, we'll close that up for now. And then as well, what happens is on this evaporator, I gotta caulk a whole bunch of stuff. Next year I'm probably gonna put a new gasket on the bottom, but I gotta put a whole bunch of caulking so the smoke doesn't come out. When I bought it from the guys, that's what they had done. So it's kind of annoying having to use all the high heat caulk, but you can kind of see there's a little bit of smoke. It always comes out of here. It's really hard to get in here, so I have to caulk in there a bit more. Other than that, everything looks okay so far. Once we get this thing boiling, we'll show it to you fired up. I just plugged the fan in quickly too. Last year I had a hard time going, so I had to hand spin it to get started. But so far, she seems to be, well, we'll see here what happens. I'll crank it up here and there you go. Seems to be working okay. So I'll put the fan on here. I can see where I need to caulk some more spots up here. And it's definitely not, oh yeah, there we go. Got the door closed properly. I didn't have it closed all the way. But still see, it's like, there might be a bit of smoke coming out in places here, which is frustrating. Because that's a big heat loss there. But you can see there's some spots here, so I'm going to get the caulk out and fill up these gaps quickly. So we've got some steam coming off now, which is good. I've gone through and I've tried filling up most of the holes here, but there still seem to be a few more spots here I need to caulk up. It's really hard to get it all. It's not your most ideal situation, but it looks like too that this has worked so far. I'm not seeing, there's a little bit of smoke coming out. I might just have to rework what I'm doing there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to do for that. Might have to try to put another layer of the gasket on there just to thicken it up a bit. And then this side, we've got it sealed up. There's a little bit of smoke coming from here, but other than that, it's looking so far. I've just put a bit more wood in, crank it up a bit more. Oops, we'll see how that goes. So you can see behind me now, steam is coming off the evaporator, just like it should be. So I think so far I've got all the kinks worked up for the most part. There's still a few spots here and there that are kind of smoking out that I need to get for caulking on. Ideally, I probably should have got some new rope, the flat stuff, and put it on. but I didn't this year. I'm probably gonna pay for that down the road. But other than that, all I have to do is hook up this now. That's my preheat that comes from the milk tank, but I just need to get some more stuff for that to hook it up with. But other than that, it seems like it's working pretty good so far. It's getting close to becoming boil. And yeah, you can put so much caulking on here and still leaks smoke out. Technically, you don't really, you're not supposed to be doing all this caulking. But like I said, the guys that bought it from before, I've done exactly what they've done. And I need to actually probably just adjust what they've done and do it what I think is going to work better, because obviously the round rope isn't working very well for here, hence all the smoke coming out. The door seems to be working good so far. I got the gaskets there. I think there's a little bit of, no, feels pretty good, nothing coming out there, which is awesome. And this side, there's one spot in here that's really hard to get, but the heat's blowing out of here. It's really hard to get in there with the caulking gun to get that sealed up, that joint there. So I'm losing smoke and heat through here, which is not good. That's a lot of heat coming out of there that should be going back there and heating that pan up. But I think it's time to get my fan turned on here. Otherwise I'm getting smoked out here, or steamed out. I'll be back in a moment here. Still a bit of a smoke show in here. So I bought this big fan here, the DeWalt one, which I'm going to actually have to hang up on the Raptors here, which you can't see. I can't find my other extension cords. I think they're in the house right now, but usually I have this fan hooked up here. It does a good job of sucking everything out. But right now, because I don't have the extension cord for that, so I'll come outside here for a second. But there we go. This is going to work well. It's boiling nicely now, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to let this boil for maybe 15 minutes, just to boil the water off, and then we will shut her down. But the other addition I want to tell you guys about too, I built this wall here this year because previous years the wind's been blowing in. I'm pretty sure that's killing my boil with the extra cool air blowing in. So I built up half a wall. I got a roll-up door that's supposed to be on here, but it's not right now. But this should help prevent cooling down the evaporator on windy days. So there we have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my little update on upgrades on the evaporator and the syrup room, sugar shack. And hopefully next week we'll be tapping, we'll be boiling, bringing you guys syrup. And if you guys want syrup, I can ship it anywhere in Canada, the States. Send me a message and we'll get it out to you. We'll see you out there. Have a great day, guys.